Okay, hello everybody. We're doing VOD review. Let's do it. Of LCO. This is game one of the split. So the idea is to do one every day until we do all of them. Or maybe more than one a day. But yeah, I'm doing them in order, and I'll try and be nice and consistent, and probably end up doing like 2 a day eventually, or 3 a day, but at the moment let's do the one. Cool, let's do it. So yeah. Now, I think for the pick bands, I'm not going to do too much on the bands, on the first ones, because okay, they banned Jace. He's pretty good top. They banned Corki, he's pretty good mid. They banned Thresh, he's pretty good support. And they banned Tryndamere, he's pretty good mid. Caitlyn, pretty good ADC. And they'll probably ban another good champ as well. Yeah, they banned Yuumi. Yuumi is a pretty good champ, right? Or at least it used to be, or at least people thought it was. So people were first picking it in LCO. So, okay, makes sense. So I'll focus more on the actual picks. So they pick Akali, that's pretty cool, can go mid and top. I think I remember this game, I think the Akali does go top, but blind pick Akali, not bad. Enemy team responds with Lulu. I think blind Lulu's okay. Lulu and Aphelios, I think it's okay. So the cool thing with this is now you can pick a hook champion, and you can just kill the Lulu Aphelios. So this would be where you pick Thresh, but you banned it yourself. So this way you pick Nautilus, Blitzcrank, or maybe even maybe Alistair, but probably not. Just like someone who's going to force a fight. So probably Nautilus is the best pick. So you can go like Kai'Sa Nautilus or Jinx Nautilus. You go Jinx Nautilus, that's probably the best. But they go Samira Nautilus. Samira is actually an interesting pick. You don't really see it much because it's kind of like a Smurf pick. It's like when you're like real ahead, or if your opponents aren't very good, you pick the Samira. But the problem is in like a pro game, Samira kind of can't really get stacks in the same way that you can in like solo queue, so that's why you don't really pick it. But Samira is definitely better than Jinx in the early game and following up on the Nautilus. But Jinx is kind of just more of like a meta pick because she's safe and she scales well, and she also has okay early game. So I think probably Jinx Nautilus is the pick here. But okay. Damn, blind pick Renekton. Cool. So they banned Viego. Viego's pretty good jungle. They banned Lee Sin. Lee Sin's pretty good jungle. Just banning blind junglers. I guess Xin Zhao is another one. Jarvan. Ornn ban. Ornn ban. I don't know about the Ornn ban because then you're basically showing the Akali. So wouldn't you just pick like another flex pick? I mean, if you pick Ornn, then they get to counterpick the Akali and counterpick the Ornn. Whereas if you pick like Aatrox or some mid laner like a mage, then I think that's better for Mammoth. So I don't think the Ornn ban makes sense because Ornn's not good for Mammoth. So bit of a mistake from Peace. And then Xin Zhao, obviously, right? So now there's basically Jarvan and like Trundle. There's also like Nidalee because Renekton. Was this the Nidalee game? Yeah, it was. I mean, it makes sense, right? Nidalee, Renekton. Nidalee's not like super good champ, but it's whatever. Yeah, Jarvan, of course. I remember this game actually. And then I think this pick from memory was a mid laner because they sent Akali top and Akali got like wrecked. Yeah, they picked Galio. I think it's not good. I think you just put Akali mid and then you pick some like blind top, like the Aatrox, or even a Gnar is okay. Maybe a Kled pick. That's kind of fun. So they pick the Galio. I don't like this because it means that if you have the same comp but you have like a Jinx, or I want to say Kai'Sa, but that doesn't make sense because Kai'Sa is like too short. Maybe Zeri, that's the other champ, right? But I don't think Zeri was even released in this game, I don't remember. But yeah, it's probably Zeri or Jinx is the better pick. And then Galio just means you don't have enough damage, so this should be like Ori or something like that. And then last pick, I think, was this the GP? Yeah, I think it's GP, and then GP just craps on the Akali. So you got Renekton into Galio, which is actually like one of Renekton's better mid matchups because it's into a melee champ. So again, pick a ranged mid like Syndra, Orianna, Victor, things like this. Vega, I know Ryu plays Vega. And then GP is like cool. It's not bad. I wouldn't pick GP because it's really hard to play him, but I guess it's like an ego thing. He's just like, oh, I'm going to wreck this Akali guy, and then he does, so fair enough. But yeah, probably instead of GP, you just go like, I don't know who's good into Akali actually. Basically, maybe like Graves top. Graves top seems good. Who's another pick? Maybe Nah top. Yeah, maybe like Graves or Nah. Some range top that can bully, but I guess GP's like, okay. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I don't know if you can see the screen. No, you can't. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to record the picks. I'm going to do this every time, and then I can build up like an idea of what each team plays, but only from my experience. So if I don't see the game, then I can't know it, right? I can't just like look on a website and look up their picks. I have to do it myself. So let's see. So Mammoth, we got Mammoth. Alright, so they picked Akali top, Jarvan jungle, Galio. I'm just looking at the picks, I don't really care about the bans. Samira and the Nautilus. And then Peace. They got GP, Nidalee, Renekton, Aphelios, and Lulu. Okay. Looking good. This is a good start. So we got through the pick ban without like doxing myself. It's good. I like this. Good improvement. So let's get into the actual gameplay. And we're onto the Rift. Okay, cool. So Akali into GP. Akali loses. Yeah, because range champ. And Akali had lots of energy. And she's got 3 rejuves, so she's going the Kim tank build. And then we got Galio into Renekton. Probably loses early because Renekton's real strong early, and Galio's like not. Galio is basically just going to try and like clear the wave and not die too much, and then presses R button. That's what he's doing. Samira Nautilus should destroy Lulu Aphelios in and all in, but it's kind of hard to get onto them because you need basically Nidalee to not be there. Actually, that's not true. I think you can win a 3v3 because you have Jarvan and Nautilus. So actually, I really like the bottom lane for Mammoth. I think that's the strong point with the jungle. So yeah, I think they can kind of like, if they get onto Lulu, she can die real quick. So I think that should be their focus. Like, Akali goes top and doesn't die, and then Jarvan Nautilus kill the Lulu. I think that's the idea. Or you invade the Nidalee, but that one seems like less good because Nidalee can like jump away, she can trap and see you coming, she can invade you, she's pretty quick. So yeah, probably you want to kill the Lulu here. So now we'll just watch the actual game, and we can double speed it because no one wants to watch the whole game. Coach Ash, he's a pretty cool guy. All on the screen, that's pretty cool. Okay, so level 1, we're just kind of like running in a circle. The red team got a ward onto the blue buff. Late invade. Pretty good late invade there by Mammoth. Splitting the map. A little inefficient by Jarvan. He should have pulled the blue to his Gromp so he clears it faster, but it's okay. Alright, so obviously they've decided to split the map, which is really good for Mammoth because they're trying to play bot side. And I remember this game, Jarvan like doesn't clear the wolf camp, so he actually counter jungles himself. So when you get a ward level 1, as Jarvan did, because of the sweeper from Nautilus I believe, I don't actually remember, but when you get a ward level 1, you can get level 3 off Gromp and blue and the big wolf and 1 small wolf, right? So that's what Jarvan does here to get level 3. But then he leaves up the small wolf, which is really silly because he's splitting the map, so this is his wolf camp. So he shouldn't do that. And then Lisa is kind of doing the same thing. Like Lisa should be just farming these camps because they're like her camps, right? So both junglers, bit nervous, not really confident. Like when it's a split map, this is your jungle now. This is not the enemy wolf camp, this is your wolf camp. So would you like counter jungle your own wolves? No. So that's the thought process. Okay. So bot lane pushed from Mammoth, which is nice. So now the wave's going to bounce back to Mammoth. So Mammoth can either do a cheat or recall depending on the wave state, or just stay in lane and wait for Jarvan. So this is really, really good for them. Jarvan's going to hit level 4 off Krugs. Actually, I don't know if he does hit level 4 off Krugs because he didn't take the wolf camp, and now he's going for Scuttle, which doesn't make sense. He should just do his Krugs and then do Scuttle after, because you want to get your camps respawning first. Scuttle's not contested because Nidalee's topside, because we split the map. Here, now Jarvan's probably going to go Krugs. Like, this is just really inefficient pathing from Jarvan. Nidalee's also not doing too great, but because she did the crab as well. So they're both kind of like trolling a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, so now Jarvan comes for a lane gank. This is obviously like, it's very obvious lane gank, but it should be okay because you can see here the waves are all big and it's coming into blue side. So all blue team have to do is thin it a little bit, and then red team's screwed, and there's going to be a perma freeze, and this is like, Nidalee has to come bot to fix it. So this is really good for Mammoth. So all Mammoth have to do is like sit back and just relax. But I think this is where they flash on the enemy bot lane. Yeah, see how they're just chilling? They can just freeze this now. They don't have to do anything. But so he goes for the flash auto. So here Jarvan can just EQ, and if he's out of range, he can flash EQ. But he's just, yeah, it's too slow. There's no way that if that's commed correctly, it's not possible because Nautilus and Jarvan can flash at the same time. So like here, right? If Nautilus is like, hey, I'm gonna go in. When Nautilus flashes, Jarvan can flash too. So flash, and then if Lulu flashes, you still get stunned by the auto, and then EQ from the Jarvan. That's the play. It's also just kind of messy in general because they can kind of just wait longer. Like there's no need to do this. Jarvan's made himself wait. So when he went for this like lane gank, right? What he didn't realize was it's 4:02, and the Grump comes up about 4:15-ish, because, you know, that's when your second camp respawns. So Jarvan can just walk from Krugs all the way around here, avoiding all the vision, and then boom. And we know Renekton hasn't warded because mid can just say, hey, Renekton hasn't warded. I don't know if we know that Red's warded, but like it's possible that they warded. Obviously it's possible because they did it, but like usually if the Lulu goes missing for random periods of time, she warded over the wall, they can see them ward, so like blah blah blah, all these reasons. Jarvan should just path straight into the Gromp, take the Gromp, and then go bot. And then Nidalee should path into their Gromp and do the same thing because it's a split map situation, right? So Jarvan shouldn't be actually going for the lane gank. It doesn't make sense because it's unnecessary, because your jungle is respawning. Just go farm your jungle instead of waiting here for 20 seconds for the wave, and then you gank bot, right? It's just, right, makes sense. Then Nidalee is pathing bottom, but that doesn't make sense because Jarvan should already have, like, this wolf camp should not be up yet, it should be coming up. But Jarvan should be on the Gromp right now. So if Nidalee comes, Nidalee's stronger, but then Jarvan can just go Gromp to bot gank, and then Nidalee's too slow. So this doesn't make sense from Nidalee. Also, Nidalee doesn't really want to play like bot side because she wants to like beat up this Akali, right? So I mean, I guess it's actually okay because GP and Akali can both weak side. So Nidalee probably does want to go bot, but she won't find anything. This Gromp will be gone. She'll get a wolf camp and her bot lane will die. And if she runs straight to bot lane will die before she gets there anyway. And I say die, like they might not die, but they'll lose their summoners, then Jarvan resets, and then now they've seen Nidalee bottom, Jarvan can just go like top side. Because Jarvan would have a ward up, so Jarvan can like take the Gromp and ward, and then go for the bot gank, sees Nidalee, and then he just takes his camps, and then he's chilling. And they might even look for like a tempo play on the top, and they can maybe like dive gangplank or something. That would be cool. Like Akali's almost 6. Galio's almost 6, so then they just go top, and that's really good. So they go for the play, doesn't quite work out. They just kind of like, let's see, they get 3 summoners and they use 3 summoners, so it's just an even trade. But they, 4 summoners now, and then Nidalee's here for the counter gank, and that's just disaster. That is unfortunate. And now they can even dive. Maybe. I don't know if they're going to dive. Yep, they'll just dive 4v2. Yep, Appy tanks. Really, really nice. And that's like, that's really big for Peace. So Peace are like completely winning now. So let's see how Peace can close the game out. That's why I think I've started doing more recently is like, obviously, yeah, at the start of the game, both teams can get ahead. But now Peace are ahead. Let's figure out how they close the game out. So, because obviously, like, there's nothing you can do when you're losing to win the game. There's only things that the winning team can do to lose the game, if that makes sense. Because if you're behind, there's nothing you can do. Yeah. So right now, Peace are just up for no reason. So how do they close it out? Well, obviously top's just winning 1v1, mid's going even. Good job for Galio, actually. I feel like Renekton... Oh no, Renekton roam bot, so that's probably why he missed a wave. But yeah, Renekton's like essentially winning mid. But like, it's not. It's still good for Galio to be so close, I think. Good. Okay, so Nidalee and Lulu are just invading the chickens. Take that away. Makes sense. They look for another bot play. Really good damage. Jarvan's just playing follow-up now, which is not good because Nidalee's just going to like outpace him eventually. GP is huge, so you can actually just ignore top and make it a 4v4 if you're Peace. Okay, Nidalee looking for an invade here, is trying to get some information. She sees the crows are gone. She knows dragon's up, so she might just look for dragon. Yep, and she does. Makes sense. The blue buff is up, and she knows the blue buff is up, but Jarvan could be on it, so they just take this. Now, if Nidalee is like real aggressive, what she can do is she can take her own blue and then take Jarvan's red, but instead she recalls for item spike, which I think is better, because why would you not? You have an item spike. At this point, Jarvan's either on his red or his blue. They don't really know. So Nidalee's just decided to basically clear her chickens, clear her red, and then probably look for even a herald, because that would be like really good for Peace, because then they get dragon and herald. So they've rotated their bottom lane to top lane, which makes sense, right? You got the dragon uncontested. So obviously Mammoth like ideally would have got the herald when Peace got the dragon, but I don't really see a way that they could have, or maybe I missed it, but I didn't see a way that they could have actually rotated up in time to get this, considering the top diff. Okay. So they put GP back in the top lane. I think that makes sense. I think just keep standard lanes is okay because dragon's coming up in 3. It's a minor thing. Like, I honestly think it doesn't matter which way you do it, but for whatever reason, tempo, whatever, they've just decided to put GP top. Probably is right because the wave was crashing top, it wasn't crashing bot. But I think if the wave's crashing bot, you just TP GP bot and then put Aphelios top, and it's fine. Because dragon doesn't exist for 3 minutes, so you can always reset before then. You only really need about a minute and a half, especially in the early game when you're winning this hard, to set up for a dragon. So, good. Okay, so right now, I don't know how much gold Renekton has, but I'm going to guess that it's a lot more than 1100, so he probably wants to just recall right now, which gives Galio an ult timing, but Galio probably also wants to recall soon. So, yeah, so Renekton should definitely just walk back and recall. You're not a roaming champ, you're not a TF. He should just recall at this point in the game. He's staying for another wave, probably for an item spike or something, which is like okay, but he has to keep in mind that he's basically killing his own tempo by doing that. So, alright, so Lisa's bot here. It happens that there is no ward for blue team in the tri-bush, but obviously they can't know that as the enemy team. Nidalee's probably also quite close to item spike, so she decides to make the play bottom. Drops the trap, sees Jarvan, and that's going to be the end of that. Now, Nidalee has Herald, but probably doesn't want to use it right now bottom because it's 10 minutes. She probably wants to just recall, grab a Gromp maybe on the way back to base. Depends how much gold she needs for her item. Okay, so this is really bad because Galio is moving bot and Renekton hasn't bought items yet, and Galio is a lower econ champ. So this is not good for Peace actually. This would be a chance for Mammoth to disrupt. But I guess all Renekton is doing is he's stopping Galio from ulting. But see here, Galio could have actually walked bot and ulted, but now the Herald's already charged, the play's gone. So I actually don't think that Mammoth could have punished there, but that's the sort of timing that you would do it. And now Renekton finally recalls, which is, oh, nope, staying a little bit longer. So Renekton's being quite greedy here, but I don't think he's going to get punished for it because he's versus Galio. Ryu holds his TP. I think that's a mistake. He should have TP'd mid. He's just going to miss a wave for no reason now because he didn't want to TP. Not a full wave, but even if it's just 3 minions, like, you should have just used his TP to get them back. So that's just, kind of silly, just missing CS for no reason. Okay, Renekton can go bottom here. Good. Renekton should just go bottom here. There's no point fighting for crab or any of that. Like, just go bottom. Nidalee can dive top, and mid can just push. So this doesn't make any sense. Renekton's just going to miss CS on bot lane for no reason. There's no fight here. There's nothing here for, like, Mammoth should have just left after crab and they're completely safe. So this fight should never happen for Peace. Mammoth just agreed to it for no reason. Yeah, so there was nothing forcing. So when I talk about making a decision here, right? Renekton's gone to make the play, right? There's nothing here. Mammoth can just take the crab and then leave. Like right now, Mammoth can just leave and Renekton just misses CS for no reason. And actually, if Samira's really focused, Samira could probably go get a plate before Renekton even gets there because they can see Renekton. So Samira could actually get a plate and Mammoth could just walk out a river, and now Renekton's just missed a wave and given a plate to Samira. So this is a big mistake from Peace, in my opinion. But obviously, good result. But we don't like to look at just the result when we analyze things because, I don't know, it's not useful, right, for the next game. Okay, so now Renekton goes bot, finally, but he's already missed the wave, and wave and a half. Cool. But obviously the result was good. Cool. So they peel off the drag because they don't have mid prior. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. They don't want, Nautilus and Jarvan are behind, but it's Nautilus Jarvan, right? Jarvan EQ into ult, Nautilus ult ignite Q. Like Nidalee can just die, right? And Nidalee doesn't want to die because dying is bad. So cool. And the enemy team, like Mammoth can't actually take Dragon, so it's fine to just chill. Okay, so in this spot, here comes GP, and Kali's still top. Kali should definitely TP if they're going to fight, and then Galio can press his R button. So, yeah, Kali needs to TP, like, mid-tower, like, right now. You can't wait 30 seconds for the Unleash, you need to just TP mid-tower, like, right now. So Kali's already too late at this point, in my opinion. Okay, so Cheon Flash, that's actually really big. How did that happen? Oh, he just wasn't paying attention. So this is a pretty common thing when you're tunnel visioning. So as a Aphelios, he's like looking at these three guys, right? And he's looking and looking and looking. Well, what happens here is there's no engage for Peace. Like you have Lulu and GP. There's no engage. There's a flank from Renekton, but that's it. So Cheon here, he autopilots down. He should just pass up. If he just pass up, he's chilling. Lulu speeds him up. He's never dying to any sort of engage. So he just autopilots here, Cheon. All he has to do is just walk up. Instead of now, if he just walks up right now, he's chilling. Just walk up. Yeah, it's just an autopilot thing. And now he's on the wrong side of the wall. And then here, he should just keep running. He can just keep running to bot lane. It's actually still fine. But he's like trying to hold his ground, and that's the mistake. So Rocco flashes, and then Cheon can just flash over the wall. But he actually Gale Forces. That's really silly. It would have been better just to flash over the wall, and then you hold your Gale Force. So Cheon just making mistakes here. Good poke from Letha. Now the problem is that Renekton, basically like these four guys are like in a choke. Akali finally TPs, but it's too late. Peace's comp doesn't have any engage tools. That's one really big error in the draft. So if top picked like Malphite or even Gnar or something like that, then they would have had some engage tools, but they just don't have any engage. So that's the problem. So they really need Mammoth to engage onto them. And Mammoth engaged onto them, so now Peace are like, oh cool, thank you very much. And now Peace are just going to rinse them, I guess. Renekton doesn't have ult. I just realized that. Okay. Well, if Renekton doesn't have ult... No, I think they still win. They can still win. But I think that whole Aphelios thing was real weird. Like, he should have just flashed over the wall and he would have been here with Lulu right now. So, that's kind of sus. Anyway, so actually this is okay for Mammoth because Renekton doesn't have ult. But I think they're still going to lose the fight. Okay, that was actually a good pick. So yeah, this is actually worse than I thought. So maybe Peace should just give the dragon then. So yeah, Cheon messed up. Renekton doesn't have ult. GP is set up now. Did he just put two barrels on top of each other? I don't know. Oh no, that's a pink wood. Okay. Yeah, the problem is that Aphelios isn't here yet. And now Aphelios is going to get solo killed by Akali, by the way. So... this is pretty bad from Peace. Pretty good from Mammoth. Good pick. Oh. Okay. They somehow blow up the Jarvan just because GP's like got Triforce at 13 minutes. Makes sense. Okay. Akali didn't kill Aphelios? I'm not sure how. I mean, I guess Lulu just presses W on Akali maybe. But I feel like Aphelios should have just died there, or at least just been lower. So Peace still end up winning the fight, even though that was like Mammoth's best chance. So Peace is just really far ahead now. Okay. But yeah, Renekton didn't have ult, that was the problem. Okay. So now Aphelios really wants to recall, but he has more items than Samira, so, you know, doesn't, like, need a recall before the fight. That was a good pick by Rocco onto Renekton. That was good. Galio ult was definitely late. So here it should just be, like, W into immediate R. It's pretty fast, but it's just too slow. It's pretty fast, but it's not fast enough. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, though. Okay, cool. So, yep. Now Peace is just really, really far ahead. GP is kind of low, doesn't have any corrupting pots, so he probably wants to recall soon. Yep, okay, so GP gonna recall, nice, Herald's up. They can head towards that. Rocco's just caught here, he should die, because Renekton can just W. Yep, good. Yeah, just get the Herald. Send Lulu Aphelios mid to defend, like mid. And then you're chilling. Yep. There's nothing that Mammoth can get if Peace plays correctly here. Lulu has R and exhaust and W and E. Aphelios has R and heal. Like there's literally no way these guys lose 2v2. It's not possible. And they lose 2v2. Okay. So all they have to do here is recognize that the only thing that Mammoth can do is mid tower. So they defend mid tower, right? So Lulu's a bit far away, and right now it's the same as before from Cheon. Like he should just walk away. If Cheon just walks away, he's completely safe. But he's trying to like trade, and they see Jarvan, so he's trying to bait it, right? I'm guessing. And then Jarvan just like, oh, by the way, you're now just dead. Like you're just a dead person now. So absolutely no possible way for that to happen. Like all he has to do is just walk away. If he just walks up, that's it. Done. Right? Like the wave, just kill the wave. Everything's great. You get the Herald, you get top, you get bot. So it's just like an int from Cheon. I don't know what he's doing. That was very silly. Cool. Alright. And now they actually lose the Herald. So that was like real bad from Aphelios and Lulu there. Okay, let's see. So now Appy's like, I'm pretty good. I'm gonna press my R button and go in on Renekton. Makes sense. Good combo. Was that E flash R or flash ER? I'm not really sure, but that was a really good good combo from Appy. It was really fast. Yep, Q. Oh, he didn't W. Oh, he W'd now. I think he actually messed up. So I think he should ult earlier, because your ult starts building your rage, and your rage is real important. So I think here, Renekton should just ult, and then probably, yeah, he should probably ult, then flash auto WQ the Samira, and then E away to like wait for his cooldowns. Because you want to use your W and your Q early as possible. So yeah, he probably wants to like rage, flash like Q auto W onto the Samira, and like Go Drinker, and then just E out to like hesitate, and then he probably will be fine. Or yeah, you could just like not do any of that and just maybe like flash under the Nautilus, like here. Maybe just like flash under Nautilus, flash down, kill Rocco. I think that's good too. But it was a good combo to engage. But anyway, he needs to use his W earlier. But now he's just dying. So unfortunate there. And bot lane's still not here. But actually, again, if this wasn't a Gangplank, we're chilling because, I don't know, Gangplank's kind of hard to play. Like, let's see what TN does here on the Gangplank. So he walks into mid, presses Q auto, Q again, and then he walks away. Imagine if he was picking like Malphite or something, or Gnar, or Garen. Yeah, so I don't like the Gangplank pick too much. It's just too hard to play. Like, why would you bother picking it? It's like people who pick Lee Sin, right? It's like, he's pretty good. He's not like that much better than Xin Zhao Viego, Diana, but he's like way harder. So just don't do it. Like, he's just too difficult. Like, just why would you bother? So that's my thought process. But obviously he's doing well in the lane phase, but it's just like after the lane phase, that's when the champ gets hard, right? Like, obviously, yeah, spacing and pressing Q and stuff, it's impressive, and not dying to jungle ganks and wave manipulation. But the hard part about Gangplank isn't even the lane phase. It's like Ryze, the same thing. Like, Ryze is hard in lane, but like he's not that hard in lane, right? He's pretty strong. And then you get out of lane, and he's like really hard because you have to like think about your ultimate all the time. Like, there's so many like pro Ryze games where you can like pause the video and be like, oh, Ryze should like ult here. But when you're in the game, it's so hard to remember that. And then your combos, like, yeah, I guess they're kind of repetitive, like EWQ or whatever on Ryze, but you have to like remember to do it and be thinking about your ult and then your positioning. And then if you get caught out, you're screwed. And like Gangplank's a bit more forgiving because you press W and your R is like kind of hard to miss, but it's just hard champ. And I don't think you should pick difficult champions unless you're like really, really good at them. And I don't think TN's like excellent at Gangplank. Like, I don't think it's like, oh my god, TN Gangplank, like insane, right? Like, maybe he's trying to improve it, but then I think you do it in like solo queue or scrims. I don't think you pick in like a pro game, in my opinion. It's like pretty difficult champion to play. Anyway, so coming to the game. Mammoth are definitely closer now because that Samira has had like some good fights. And Samira, Galio, Nautilus, Jarvan. It's good comp. I think Akali doesn't really make sense, but I think it made sense in the draft, like just a blind pick an Akali, like that's fine. But yeah, I think Akali's okay, but it's the only champ that doesn't really fit in the comp. Like, if you had a Rumble or something, that would make more sense, or a Camille or something. Okay, so let's have a look at the fight. So, Renekton, frontline, Nidalee. Again, Aphelios' positioning is completely wrong here. It should be, like, with the rest of the team. So, this is like the third or fourth time Cham's had bad positioning. He's just too far away. He's missing time on the fight. Anyway, he can just press R here. They're all grouped up. He can just press his R button right now. You see how he's holding it? It's because he's worried he's going to miss it, in my opinion. I think this is like nerves. He should just press his R button, like right now. Like, just throw his R button at like Mayfan, and then it will bounce to voice. Just like, or even Tron. Just throw your R button. Like, just use it. Just use your R. That's what every like Korean or Chinese Aphelios would do here. Just like use your ability and then your Gale Force and try and one-shot everyone. And also in this game, because you're stomping so hard, I think Collector would have been better, because then you can like one-shot everyone. But, oh well. Is he gonna ult? Oh, he finally ults. So anyway, let's have a look at the actual fight. And then Nidalee is just Nidalee. She's gonna Q and jump in. Tien just wants to use his barrels to kite. He's like he's just a kiting champ when you play Gangplank. You just throw your barrels and then back up, and then throw your barrels and then back up. So, throws his barrels, backs up, throws his barrel, backs up. Yeah, it's like, it's okay, right? But it's not like, he's not playing it like super well. Like, you see here, he gets hit by that Galio R. He could have flashed that, and then Q'd his barrel, and then killed Void. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to play Gangplank in team fights, but that's my point. It's like, why are you picking Gangplank if you're not like an expert Gangplank player? He's a really hard champ. So, like Tryndamere, right? Why not pick Tryndamere? He's like kind of easy. So, I don't know. Anyway, they win the fight. They get the dragon. Push mid. They can push bot as well. Baron's coming up soon, so they can reset and do Baron. Aphelios does Baron quite quickly with Lord Doms, so that's good. Yeah, it's just Renekton just being real big. Obviously, Aphelios did a lot of damage, but yeah, just ult earlier next time, and also be in the fight at the start of the fight. Cool. Interesting build from Nidalee. I don't know why Nidalee has Arm Guard. I think Arm Guard's real crap, unless you're going Zhonya's. And I don't think he's going Zhonya's. And when I say going Zhonya's, I don't mean eventually. I mean, like, unless you're going Zhonya's right now, I think Arm Guard is just very silly. You should just complete your Shadow Flame because it's a bigger spike than the armor, and the armor is kind of irrelevant. So, that's my thoughts on that itemization option. Everything else is fine item-wise. I mean, even Galio going Zhonya second, I don't agree with. I think he needs like... He needs to either get some like tank item, or he needs to get some AP item. So, Shadow Flame, it's probably the go-to. Maybe Void Staff, Rabadons, don't know, but... Yeah, I don't know about going Zhonya's. Feels kind of silly. You can go like Randuin's or some tank item. But, oh well. Okay, so now Samira has Collector. Don't know about that one. When you're trying to like 1v9 and you look at your team's lack of damage, you get Collector. I don't know about that one. But I guess it's okay. It means they'll be strong like right now, I guess, but actually not even that strong because enemy champs have like 12 and 13 levels on Renekton and Italy, and they built some armor items, so I think Lord Doms would have been better this game for Samira, but that's okay. Collective's okay. So, I quite like it. It's fun when you kill people and it goes pop, like ding, like you get like the gold. It sounds pretty cool. Okay, GP push bot. Nice, so GP's real fed right now, so he should just kill this Akali. Yeah, Akali should just like die. She shouldn't be able to do that, but he messed up his barrel. So if you're playing Gangplank perfectly here, right, when Akali shows, you can literally like barrel, Q barrel. Just, she's dead. Like he can barrel right now, and then just do a normal combo. Like he can EQ, or if he's real quick, he can QE, but he's not real quick. So he could literally just EQ, and he just didn't do it. So it's stuff like that, right? It's like he's not playing terribly. He cleared the wave, cool, he's doing his job. You could do that on Aatrox, just pick Aatrox, you know what I mean? Like don't pick Gangplank. Because Gangplank's like real hard to play, in my opinion. Oh, I mean, he is just hard to play actually. Like even, you could even say it's objectively hard to play because you have to like time the barrels with your Q, and you have to like kite, and then you have to depend when to use your W, because you can't just use it to heal, you have to use it to cleanse CC, but sometimes you do just use it to heal, and then you have your ult, and then you have the different ult upgrades, and then you have to queue the minions or queue the champions to get your gold passive, and you know what I mean? So like, actually, objectively, you could say Gangplank's hard to play, even like, you know, theoretically, he's hard to play, which is pretty cool. But I also think that when you watch him, it's like, yeah, he's not doing all the Gangplank stuff because Gangplank's real hard. So pick like Aatrox or something. Cool. So Gangplank's recalling, which means they're not going to have pressure for Baron, so that means that Peace are going to play for Dragon. But Peace shouldn't play for Dragon. Peace should play for Baron, and then give Dragon, because who cares if enemy get one Infernal if we get Baron. So Peace should just play for Baron. Gangplank should just keep pushing bot. He has 3 items. Like, there's nothing you can recall for that's going to make a difference. Unless he's going to like recall and TP to the Baron. That's an option. But ultimately, Peace should be playing for the Baron here, because it's not Soul. People always make this mistake. People think, oh, I have 3 dragons, next dragon's Soul. That's not. It's next dragon. If you go Baron, what does the enemy team get? The enemy team gets first dragon. Right? The enemy team are on 0, so this is dragon number 1. So what's better, Baron or first dragon? Obviously Baron. What's better, Baron or Soul? Obviously Soul. So if the enemy was on 3 dragons, then you would go for dragon. But because the enemy's on 0 dragons, you go for Baron. So, and also, Baron's up now, and Baron's been up for like, 3 minutes. So really, Peace should be right now going, hey, we're all strong, let's set up for Baron. So Gangplank should just go bot, right? They've already pushed out mid, so Nidalee, Lulu, and Ophelia should just run to Baron and clear out vision around Baron, because they got mid push, and Gangplank's going to push bot, Gangplank can just TP, Renekton's top. This is beautiful, right? This is like real good. So Peace should be playing for Baron, but they're playing for Dragon. That's a mistake. That's wrong, because like the Dragon isn't up for a minute 20, Baron's up now. You can take Baron real quick with your team, like with your champions. You can split the map, you can win 1-3-1, you can win 4-1. Enemy, if they contest into like, if they face check you, you just kill them, and then you get the Baron anyway, or you even like get in him and then get Baron. So all these reasons, just go to Baron right now. So this is a big mistake from Peace. They should just go Baron. Okay, so now again, they have the Baron opportunity. They should just push mid, engage this. See how there's like these 4 champs, and there's 4 champs in Peace? They should just 4v4 right now. They should just fight right now. Peace should just fight at this point, and they just win. They have all their cooldowns up. Gangplank has ult. Just fight. Fight and win. That's what you're doing. Kill the enemy champions, win the game. Jarvan has less items than Italy. Everyone else is even. Just fight. This is a fight right now. No item completed yet for Nautilus. He doesn't have his locket. Fight. This is a fight. Go for Galio. Go for Nautilus. So this is a fight. But Renekton's not paying attention. And again, this is a Baron. This is a Baron right here. Also, Nidalee should have let that hook land, and then they kill Nautilus. Because if Nautilus hooks here, see this? If Nautilus hits this hook, Nautilus dies immediately. He doesn't have any defense at all, and he's not tanky, he's level 10. So Nautilus just dies. So Nidalee should have let that hook hit, and then she has stopwatch if she needs it. And again, they should be playing for Baron, but they're playing for Dragon, which is wrong. They shouldn't do that. Alright, now there's a fight anyway. Cool. Cool. Good win on the team fight, bad win on the map. So that fight only happened because Mammoth like engaged, but Mammoth should never engage here because Mammoth are weaker. So can Mammoth go Baron? No. But Mammoth can like, I don't know, contest Dragon or something. But this is just silly. Silly, silly, silly. And they just lose the game. So, oh well. There's a pause. 10k gold lead now. Is this a long pause? Oh. Okay. Good. Alright, triple kill. Oh wait, are we just watching replays? Alright, well it's 10k gold diff. They get the dragon. Now they can just play for Baron. They send Renekton bot because he has TP and GP doesn't. That makes sense. But now you don't have Renekton to like be your face tank because GP used his TP earlier when he shouldn't have to the dragon fight. But whatever. And then Nidalee just jumps into Baron, which is just a mistake. You just don't do that. You don't jump into Baron when you don't have control of River. That's not smart. That's not rational. That's just silly. Silly, silly Nidalee. Now Mammoth can start Baron, but Peace probably just win the 4v5, honestly. Yeah. Peace just win the 4v5, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Now at this point, death time is 30 seconds. I think you just run down mid. You run down mid, you take the inhib, then you get the Baron later anyway. So that's what they should do. No, they run down mid. Oh, did they just end the game? Wow. Wow. What the heck? So they kill here. When do they ace? So they get an ace here. And they have 30 seconds to end. Okay. Huh. Ryu's like cheering in the camera, but his team's like about to lose the game, so I don't know why he's doing that. They bring up the stats just to like cover him up. Wow, they ended the game in like 20 seconds. That's pretty cool. I didn't think they could end. I knew they should run mid, but I didn't think they could end the game. Cool. Alright, so let's think about that game. I think the Kali pick seemed kind of shit. I think the GP pick wasn't very good either. I think even the Nidalee pick was kind of sus, but it's good with Renekton. I think Peace didn't have enough engage in their comp, so maybe just pick a Malphite top. I think Mammoth were okay. They messed up that early bot thing and then fell behind, and then Peace just kind of beat them. Like, honestly, the whole game kind of ended after that bot fight when they got down 3 kills. At that point, like, they're behind, and then Peace just kind of ended. There are a couple moments where Peace kind of entered. They played for the Dragon Soul instead of the Baron, and all these sorts of things. But anyway, we finished the first VOD. I didn't even do anything, like, terrible. That's pretty good. Nice. Game 1 finished.